Hello children, how are you all? Hope you are fine and good. I am your teacher Dakshayani, handling biology from Bharadasanath Metric Higher Secondary School, Arakonam. Children, today we are going to see 12th standard zoology chapter 3, the reproductive health, right? So, previously in this chapter, what are all the things we discussed? Yes, we discussed about the infertility, what is infertility and what are the causes for infertility, and next we discussed about the ART techniques. What is ART? Yes, Harini? Yes, very good. Assisted reproductive technology. Assisted reproductive technology. So, this is the ART, and we have discussed collection of ARTs, IVF, IUI, and we have studied the abbreviation of the ARTs, and we have completed the 2 ART techniques. That is, one is a IUI, that is intrauterine insemination, and the second one we discussed about the IVF, that is a test tube baby, in vitro fertilization. And in this session we are going to discuss the other ART techniques. So, the first one is a ZIFT, Z-I-F-T. What is the abbreviation of ZIFT? Yes, zygote intra-fallopian transfer. Zygote intra-fallopian transfer. Yes. So, what is the meaning of zygote, children? When the zygote is formed? Yes, the zygote is formed after fertilization. So, first in the day 1 it is a single cell, and in the day 2 2-celled, and later it become 4-celled, and when it is at the stage of 8, when it is at the 8-cell stage, it is transplanted directly inside the fallopian tube. Just look into this picture, children. The zygotes, right, are placed in the fallopian tube of the female reproductive system. So, now what happens after the ZIFT? The zygote, that is at the 8-cell stage, it start dividing automatically and it reaches the uterus and get implanted. So, this is the ZIFT, zygote intra-fallopian transfer. They are transferring the zygote inside the fallopian tube. So, next one we are going to see about the intrauterine transfer. Same, children, here in the first ZIFT we studied, they are transferring the zygote inside the fallopian tube, but here they are transferring the embryo at the 8-cell stage, directly into the uterus. So, intrauterine transfer. For example, this is the female reproductive system. Here, this is the endometrium. So, they are transferring the embryo directly into the uterus. So, this we say it as a intrauterine transfer. So, next we are going to study about the GIFT, G-I-F-T, that is gamete intra-fallopian transfer. So, they are transferring the gametes into the fallopian tube. Just look into this picture, children. So, here that is a fallopian tube, right? So the egg and the sperms, the egg from the donor or the sperms from the husband or a donor is directly transferred into the fallopian tube. Now what happens? Fertilization takes place, the zygote starts to develop and it directly gets implanted into the uterus. So the process of transferring gametes into the fallopian tube, we say it as gamete intrafallopian transfer. Transfer of gametes inside the fallopian tube. So, intracytoplasmic sperm injection. In short, we can write this as ICSI. So, just look into this picture, children. Here, they are directly injecting a single sperm into the cytoplasm of the egg. So, this is the egg. This is a egg, and through the fine flexible catheter, they are directly injecting the sperms into the cytoplasm of the egg. Now what happens? The fertilization takes place. So this we say it as a intracytoplasmic sperm injection. The next technique we are going to discuss is the surrogacy. It is an agreement or the assisted technology by which a woman agrees to carry the child of the other couples. For example, the woman may have a problem in bearing a child. She may not have the capacity of bearing the pregnancy. So at that time the surrogacy is suggested. So the male gamete from the husband and the female gamete from the wife is fertilized in using the IVF technique, and after the embryo is formed, it is injected into the another female's uterus. Azoospermia is the absence of sperm in the ejaculate. A normal individual must possess 200 million sperms per ejaculation. So due to some defect, the person is not able to produce the viable sperm or absence of sperm. We call this condition as azoospermia. So what is the treatment for this azoospermia? So the treatment for azoospermia is microtesticular sperm extraction, right? The small incision is made in the testis, and by using that the seminiferous tubules present inside the testicles are dilated and the areas of effective sperm production is identified by using the biopsy technique, and from there the tissue is extracted and it is used for the culture of sperms. So such type of techniques we say it as microtesticular sperm extraction, and here this is used for a person suffering from azoospermia, that is absence of sperm. Now we are going to discuss about the diagnostic using during the early pregnancy. At the pregnancy time, what are all the diagnostic techniques? The first one is a ultrasound. Yes, by this technique a small transducer is used over the abdomen of the pregnant woman. Here it has no risk, but only the slight discomfort while due to the pressure of this transducer. When compared to other techniques, the ultrasound is of less risk. And here by using this ultrasound, what are all the things we can discuss is that the dating, that is the date of delivery, dating. Next we can know about the number of fetuses, The another thing we can determine by using this ultrasound is that abnormality. Or if there is any risk during the pregnancy or delivery. So these are all the things we can determine by using the ultrasound. And the other thing we can discuss is that we can know the image, the position of the fetus inside the mother's uterus. See, just look into this, children. It is an ultrasound report of the fetus. Yes, you can see, right, the image of the fetus. So, by using this ultrasound, in that there are many types 2D, 3D and 4D. By multi-dimensional techniques, we can determine the position of the fetus inside the mother's uterus. Next technique is that amniocentesis. Yes, about this we have discussed in the start of the lesson. But now, what is amniocentesis, right? So, we know that the fetus is surrounded by a double-walled membrane called as a fetus is surrounded by the double-walled membrane called as amnion. So this is the amniotic fluid, and this amniotic fluid contains the cells that shed from the fetus. By examining this amniotic fluid, the small incision through the special syringe, it is directly injected into the abdomen, it reaches the uterus and it extracts the amniotic fluid. By using the amniotic fluid, we can determine the chromosomal abnormalities, whether the child possesses any genetic defect. So, another technique is that amniocentesis, and we have discussed already that it is banned because some persons are misusing it for the determination of the sex. So, it is banned. But in case of emergency, amniocentesis can be done. Next technique is a chorionic villi sampling. Just look into this picture, children. Yes, this is a chorionic villi. Here is a tissue. This is a chorionic villi. It possesses small branch-like structures, and it is responsible for supplying the nutrients, intimate connection between the mother and the fetus. So, the small tissue is extracted from the chorionic villi. The small tissue is extracted, and by using that we can determine whether the child possesses any abnormalities. So, now we are going to see a comparison between the amniocentesis and chorionic villi sampling. In the amniocentesis, they are taking what? Amniotic fluid for examination. In chorionic villi sampling, they are extracting some tissues from the chorionic villi. So, this is the difference between amniocentesis and chorionic villi sampling. Just look into this instrument, children. What is this? It resembles a stethoscope, right? But it is called as a fetoscope. What we call? We call it as a fetoscope. It is used to determine the heartbeat of the fetus. What is the fetal heart rate, children? The fetal heart rate is 120 to 160 beats per minute, right? So, the doctor, they use it as a normal stethoscope. It's a earpiece, and here the doctor places it on the abdomen of the pregnant lady, and this is placed in the forehead of the doctor. By using this, the doctor determines the fetal heart rate. So, if there is any abnormalities, we can know that the child gets less oxygen or some other complications. So, it is a fetoscope. So, children, what are all the things we studied? We discussed about the ZIF. We discussed about the ZIFT, zygote intrafallopian transfer, and next about the GIFT, gamete intrafallopian transfer, and then we discussed about the surrogacy, and next intracytoplasmic sperm injection, and then we discussed about the microtesticular sperm extraction, and then we discussed how to diagnose the fetal abnormalities, ultrasound, chorionic villi sampling, and by using the fetoscope. So, these are all the topics we discussed in this session. So, children, this is the assessment given related to this topic. Just go through it and mark all the 1 marks. With this session comes to an end, children. In the description, we have attached the study material, question bank and assessment for this lesson. Just go through it and practice the diagrams. First, you should know what is the abnormalities, then you should decide what is the ART techniques we can suggest them. So, they will be asking indirect questions from this. Thank you children, have a nice day.